internships this summer, or not a summer, it was last summer. So for about a year, we've been doing these internships. One of our interns is from New York City, and he goes to these Yankees games, and he was so excited to share that with us. So congratulations, really excited to have that. Well, so Jake Stimell is our intern. Jake was instrumental in opening the doors for our Pennsylvania connections, and it opened the doors for all kinds of legislators. We've talked to people from Ohio, Alabama, Washington. I mean, he just went crazy, and he still does it. He's in school, he's at Franklin and Marshall, so Jake has been incredible. We also have an intern from, a graduate from CU Law School in Boulder, and yep, there it is. And she's actually here, Cornelia. She's already standing up. Cornelia Warnke in the red over there. Let's give her a big hand. Cornelia is working on our compliance talks and issues around helping corporations and HR departments deal with ADA accommodations for people with invisible disabilities. So incredible work that she's doing. And then we have our other intern who is right here from Littleton, Colorado. It's Rebecca Zinkerman, and she is a high school senior at Littleton High School in the International Baccalaureate. Help me out. Thank you. Yeah, that program for the smart people. And so actually, so Rebecca has been instrumental in opening the doors here in Colorado. And I'm not going to spend time talking about it. I actually want Rebecca to come up, and she can tell us what she's been doing and how much she's been working with us here at IDA. And this girl's a rock star, man. She's been down there with the legislators and just knocking it out. So here's Rebecca.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Zuckerman, and I am a senior at Littleton High School. Last year, for my International Baccalaureate Service Project, I had the incredible opportunity of working with the Invisible Disabilities Association. I wanted to get involved with this group because I too have an invisible disability. My twin brother and I were born prematurely at 30 weeks, and as a result, I have cerebral palsy. It mostly affects the left side of my body, my leg and my arm. While I am extremely fortunate to have a mild case of CP, I still live with the challenges every day. Over the years, I have had tendon releases, tendon lengthenings, Botox, dry needling, serial casting, and hours of physical and occupational therapy. I had my first surgery just before I turned 3 years old, since I couldn't put my left heel on the ground, and therefore couldn't walk on my own. My most recent surgery was a year ago, requiring me to spend the majority of my junior year at Littleton in a cast, on crutches, and then a brace. But like I said, for the most part, people don't suspect that there's anything wrong. When kids at my school would ask me what happened, I simply said I had surgery. Then when they would dig deeper and ask the question I dreaded most, why, I would answer, I'm not really sure. My doctor just told me I needed surgery. Or I sprained my ankle really, really badly and needed surgery. It was easier and safer for me to make excuses than open up about my cerebral palsy. I hated the idea of being different from everyone else and worried that kids would see me in a negative light since there are a lot of stereotypes about cerebral palsy. I didn't want anyone judging me or making up stories or talking about me behind my back. It was only because of speech and debate that I began to explore what it means to live with an invisible disability. My coach suggested the topic, and very quickly I realized the complexities of the disability world. He also encouraged me to speak about my own personal experience. As you can imagine, I was very hesitant at first, but part of me was also tired of making excuses and feeling as though I had to hide myself from other people. It was pretty exhausting. Trusting my coach and taking the risk to open up about my cerebral palsy was one of the best decisions I ever made. I never realized how often people with disabilities are misunderstood and how this can create so many additional challenges. As for revealing my story, I felt a giant weight lifted from me. Finally, I could let go of the sadness I felt about not being able to do ballet or gymnastics, cross country, or other physical activities that came so easily from my peers. Finally, I didn't have to lie when my leg hurt from walking. Instead of avoiding me as I feared, the exact opposite happened. The kids started to engage with me more, and they respected me, and I began to feel more confident and more accepted. It's through this speech that I learned about the work of the Invisible Disabilities Association, and I was ecstatic when Jess and Wayne presented me with the opportunity to help advocate for the National ID Bill. I knew from the research I'd done that disclosing a voluntary symbol on a person's legal identification would go a long way in eliminating the stigmas and miscommunication surrounding people with hidden disabilities, especially among law enforcement. In my case, if I was pulled over by a police officer and asked to walk a straight line, I would have a hard time doing so. It's hard for me to walk a straight line under normal circumstances. But when I get stressed or even really tired, I'm a lot more likely to trip and fall. It wouldn't be inconceivable for a police officer to wrongfully accuse me of being intoxicated. He or she would have no idea that my CP inhibits me from balancing and walking in a straight line. Yet, if I had this voluntary symbol to disclose my disability, this would not be an issue. Not only would this have a huge impact on my life, but it would also benefit hundreds of thousands of people nationwide. My CP is a part of who I am, but not the whole part. I am stronger in ways I have yet to discover. It's also always been my dream to become a physician. And next year, when I get to college, I'll be working towards that goal. Because of my involvement with the Invisible Disabilities Association, I'm more committed than ever to helping advocate for people with all kinds of disabilities. I'm even thinking about going into the world of rehabilitative medicine. No matter what path I pursue, I'm going to continue using my voice and beyond. I'm going to continue using my voice in college and beyond, because owning my disability makes me a stronger and more empathetic person, and it builds community. I know that I will continue to stay involved with the Invisible Disabilities Association, and I sincerely hope that you will join me in their efforts to champion people like me. Thank you.